Hi everyone, welcome to Michelin King. Today we're going to be taking a look at a car wax that we made for the official Quantum of Solace Aston Martin. It was one of, if I'm not wrong here, one of the only undamaged Quantum of Solace Aston Martins that were available. This went into a private collection and we were approached to make the wax for the red carpet events that were to follow. So as you can see, we've got the 50mm and also the 200mm size, and what we're going to do is basically prepare the car for the wax. I'll take you through all the stages, how to get the best from the wax and how to get your paint looking the best it possibly can. Now, some of you may know that Aston Martin put multiple layers of clear coat on their paint, which makes the paint look very, very wet, which, as many of you know, that's my favourite type of finish, is a wet look. I mainly have black cars, so the wet look, kind of goes hand in hand. So what we're going to do today, as I've said, we'll prepare the paint. We'll use a few different products such as Pure and Diamond Seal, and then we'll show you how to apply the bond to the paint. Right, so let's get our products ready to use. So this is Pure. It's essentially just a very simple paint cleaner, but it is one of our top selling products. It's currently at position number 2. It's got the most reviews of any detailing product on our website, and it's just super easy to use. Just apply a little bit onto a microfiber pad, and all you're going to do is just spread this across the paint. It's glass safe as well and safe on chrome. Essentially what this is doing is just removing ground in debris, things like the iron fallout removers and clay bars can't reach, and it just super cleans your paint. So as you can see, nice and easy to apply. Keep it in straight lines, avoid circular movement, and just move back and forth. You can go up and down as well. So the other thing I would say, guys, it was very nice weather, as you can tell there, but no hindrances or anything like that using the products. They're easy to use even in higher temperatures. So the only thing I would advise is try to keep the car in the shade. As you can see with a black car, it does heat up quite quickly. So you just want to try your best to keep the panels as cool as possible, as reasonably possible. So we just let Pure set up for a few moments, and then what we're going to do is just buff it off with one of our microfiber cloths, as you can see here. It's very easy to remove. It's it's so simple, and I think I know this is why it's so popular, because it's so easy to use and the results outweigh how easy it is to use. It's just one of these wonder products. They don't come along that often, but we were very thankful that we were able to make something like this. So next up, I'm going to opt for Diamond Seal because I want some warmth to the paint. As you can see, Diamond Seal's a golden colour. It's a carnauba based sealant. It's a carnauba wax based sealant, so it'll give you that warmth because we're already getting the wetness from Bond. So I just want to add in some warmth to the paint just to make it very glossy as well. So just to give you that ultimate show car finish. You'll need to excuse me there, I had to pop on the sunglasses. Just as you can tell, the background that we're working with is bright white, so just so that I wasn't too gazed out there. Same principle as Pure, just apply it left and right, up and down. Just make sure you get nice even coating over the paint. You can obviously use Pure and Diamond Seal via your dual action polisher. Just stick to about 1 or 3 on the machine. Don't use it with a rotary because it will dry out on the paint. So you tend to use dual action or just a standard smaller DA as well is fine. So same thing again, just let it set up for a few minutes. As you can see, I've over applied on the car. It's very difficult, guys, to judge how much product to use when you're only doing a few doors, because you can't go around the rest of the car when you're making the video. So just want to show you how easy it is to remove diamond seal even if you have slightly over applied. So just a few spritz of quick detailer on the paint, and then again you're going to use your plush microfiber. Tend to just follow the same routine, so just left and right, horizontal lines for removal, and also up and down for your final polish or buff, whatever you like to call it. I know that these videos are viewed internationally, so I'm just trying to stick to a more neutral terminology, because we all have our different words that we use. And that's how easy it is. You know, we've already used pure, we've used diamond seal, and we're only a few minutes into the video, so we can now get on to the good stuff, and that is the car wax that we made for the Aston Martin out of Quantum of Solace. So in this case I'm just using a 50mm. 50mm will give you roughly, obviously about a quarter of what a 200mm will give you. So when you're looking at about 50 coats of wax out of a 200mm, you'd be looking at about 10 to 12 coats of wax out of a 50mm. Depends what you want to do. I tend to always use a microfiber applicator pads, just because I find they apply the wax nice and thin on the paint. You don't tend to over apply it as well. One of the tips that I would give you is just apply the wax to the top quarter of the applicator for two reasons. You don't need any more than that, and the second reason is it will stop any over application, because the other 3/4 of the pad will soak up the excess wax, and that's probably the tip that totally transformed my wax application knowledge, so to speak. So with wax, it's non-abrasive. Again, try and stick to horizontal movements, John, please. But obviously at this stage there won't be debris on the paint. You know, you can probably get away with circular movements, but I always try my best to keep at the horizontal, just simply because it's more difficult for the sun to show the scratches, so to speak. So they're less noticeable, is what we're getting at there. So again, nice and easy to apply. I would always recommend to apply 2 coats of any wax that you're using, simply because the second coat will just fill in and level off anything that you've missed. So in the second coat, it's that perfect coat of wax. Now, bearing in mind Bond is a really wet look wax that hopefully you can actually start to see the door that's nearest to me just now, the driver's door, starting to transform with that wetness. But you've also got incredible depth with this product as well. Again, the most important thing at this point is just make sure your paint's clean. You know, try and give it a mild polish prior to applying any new waxes and sealants. If you can't do that, then use your pure as well. Now what we're going to do is give this a few minutes. Because it's a video, we'll just give it a few minutes to cure. In an ideal world, you're wanting Bond to set on the paint for 20 minutes to half an hour, and that will give you your best finish, because bearing in mind at this level you're dealing with a lot of natural oils and waxes, and the oil component of the wax doesn't evaporate at the same rate as your petrochemical waxes, and that's where you're seeing the biggest difference both in usability and final finish. It's the same the world over. The better the ingredients, the better the product, and that's why Bond is so good, and it's used by so many enthusiasts, both people that own Aston Martins, people that enjoy the movies, and also people that just want a wet look finish wax. So hopefully the video has been of some help. As you can see, it's an absolute breeze to remove again, and that's all down to the preparation as well. If you've got a nice slick surface, then the product will be easy to remove. Now what I tend to do at this point is I'll get another microfiber, prime that with some quick detailer, and then just do a final polish of the paint, and that just really brings the paint up to its final standard. Now, as you can see, it's absolutely stunning. So, get yourself a jar. The link is in the description. Any questions, let us know.